Hey everyone, it's AMG Hobby Talk number 57. We are back. We are the post Expo show. So when we drop that one off, it feels like it's been longer, but the post Expo show was only last week. But it feels like a longer time. But nonetheless, we are here. Steve, the collector scallops collector people, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just want to wish Blair safe travels. He went to Taylor Swift up in Toronto this week. He says he was taking his daughter, but we all know Blair wanted to go see T Swift.
Yeah.
I know for a fact Blair is a Swiftie. He strikes me as a Swiftie kind of guy. I think his daughter went to the hockey game. I think that's what actually happened here. I sense lies. He built it on the throne of lies, is what I think happened there. But nonetheless, Sherry, how are you?
I couldn't be better. I'm so excited for this week of fun-filled sales.
Wow. Jeez, I need to add some whatever Sherry had in my coffee. Like I don't know, whatever it is, I need some of that. There you go. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this one. We've got another new product that's been dropped in here. It's actually been a couple of years, so we're gonna talk a little bit about UD Ingrained. We'll talk about that here in a couple of minutes. I'll do a little mini breakdown for you. I'll show some cards that came in the shop, and we'll make sure we cover the usual gamut of things. And then this will be on the Wednesday that you'll be seeing this, and we'll also have a live stream where we'll talk about a couple of other things. I think we'll expand on a few things. So by the time you're checking this out, we will have already talked about that. But we'll talk about the UD Ingrained and do a little breakdown for it this week. So before we get into that, though, let's quickly mention that now that we're past the midway point of the month, towards the end of the month, and we'll remind you again next week, we're going to have the trade night and the card show. So, Sherry, do you want to tell us about the status of where the card show is sitting heading into the end of the month?
Yep. So the trade night will be on the 29th, 5 to 8 as usual. And then the card show will be on the 30th. So we are sold out for the card show. There's a couple of people that we typically see at the shows that actually reached out over the last 48 hours. And I said, unfortunately, you have to go on the wait list. I don't have any more tables, which is a great problem to have. So my suggestion to everybody would be book your tables in advance. You don't have to wait for my reminder email to go out to book your table. You can book now for December, which will be December 21st. So get in early to make sure that you do get the table spots that you're looking for. But yeah, we're up to, I think, 115 tables right now. So, and I think about 53, 54 dealers. So it's going to be a great show.
That's pretty solid. I like that.
Yeah.
For a monthly show, that's pretty strong. I like it. And that is in the same mall as the store. So if you know where the store is, you'll be able to find the card show. So nice and convenient, keeps it simple. I think that works out well. All right, so let me go through a couple of products that are going to be coming in. Like I said, we're going to spend a little more extra time on Upper Deck Engrained. That's going to be a main focus for us. But before we get into that, I want to mention a couple of these items that came in the store. Some of them are going to be more limited quantities. Steve will pause me on a couple of these where it's worthwhile emphasizing. However, when you're looking at a lot of these, I'll remind you guys, use the contact points. So I'll do the little scrolling ticker thing here for us. You can use the contact points scrolling at the bottom. There's also in the description, there's a couple of different spots where you can reach out. Reach out to the store directly if you want to know prices and quantities available because obviously, rules are rules. So we won't share prices in this venue. But if you reach out to the store directly, you can find out, hey, we got X number of boxes. This is how much we're looking for per box. And that way you'll know exactly what to expect. That way you won't come into the store and be disappointed if it is more limited quantity. Some of these are more limited stock. Some of them, there's going to be more availability. But just reach out if you're unsure, and that'll be the best way to make sure that you get the answer on exactly where things sit at that time. So right here, looking at the list, we've got 2024 Panini Impeccable Baseball. I believe that is one of the Impeccable. I think is one of the nicer looking products. It's one of the there's two different eyes. There's Impeccable, and then there is. Now I got to look it up to make sure I remember which one it is. But nonetheless, Impeccable is one of the ones that's a nicer design. It is smaller factor boxes, so that you can pull some really nice stuff in there. But again, check it for quantities. 2024 Panini Select WWE, so that's another one in there. It is limited quantities on that one as well. You can reach out and ask. There is some nice stuff that's coming out of those, so if you do like Select and you like WWE, that's kind of a fun product as well. But again, reach out in order to get more information on that one. So we got Pokemon EX Ultra Premium Collection, Terrapagos. Anything on that one, Sherry? I got nothing.
Sorry, yeah. So that'll be coming out tomorrow, Friday as well. It's like the Charizard and the Celebrations, the Ultra Premium Collection. So you'll get 3 promo cards and 18 booster packs, play mat, card holder. It's a big box. Should be pretty popular, especially with the holidays coming up. So that'll be one to look for. And then we also have the Surging Sparks Build and Battle displays. So there's a couple of packs in there. We are completely sold out of Surging Sparks, ETBs, booster boxes. I think I have maybe 5 of the collector chests left. Lots of blister packs, check lane blisters. I have a few of the 3-pack blisters left. But if you're looking to pick those up, I get them because they are selling like hotcakes.
Very good. Very good. Next one up here, very thematic. We've got the 2024 Topps Holiday Mega Box. It's not quite, it's not quite the same. The coffee hasn't fully kicked in, so I can't give you the full compliment on that one. But nonetheless, it is holiday themed. So unfortunately, I was in the grocery store this week, and literally yesterday, and I was listening to Christmas music, and I was like, no. I think it's wrong. December 1 is like my cutoff, and I'm like, but again, I'm the wrong person. I heard way too much Christmas music. I heard Christmas music in July in my house growing up, and it makes me very morally opposed to it at all times. I'd rather make it December 24th as the cutoff, but at least give me December 1st, people. Give me December 1st before you throw it, ram it down my throat here. Give me a break. That's just me.
I was decorated November 2nd.
I don't doubt this. Look, I worked in a party supply store, and we were doing Halloween decorations in July. And then the Christmas stuff was there before Halloween had even ended.
Oh, right.
And we were already putting that stuff up there. So, yeah, you were getting that in early. But nonetheless, so you got the Topps Holiday. You can check that out. And again, reach out for quantities and prices and everything else. Engrained, we already talked about. We're going to chat on that more in a minute. We've got 2025, so the brand new one. Upper Deck Series 1 tins. So we do have that as well. Anything you need to say about that one, Steve? Tins.
Just supplies? A lot of people have been inquiring about them. Because a lot of times they come out when the blasters do, but for whatever reason, they're arriving tomorrow. So they will be on shelves. And of course, with the flagship product, we've got quite a bit of it. So there's plenty available for everybody.
Perfect. And then the next two are an older product and then a brand new version of the product. So we've got 2024 Marvel Studios Series 1 and Series 2. So we have got both of those that are going to be part of the stock. One of them is Series 1 was already a little while ago, but then Series 2 is the brand new one. Perfect.
They look pretty cool. There's a pretty good mix of stuff in there.
Is it Caca Wow though? Is it Caca Wow? Open. I don't think quite to that level.
Wow, but we shall see.
That's fair. So yeah, so we do have both of those. So if you're interested, you got Series 1 and Series 2. Again, reach out for quantities, availability, and the whole bit, just to make sure that you're not disappointed. We want to make sure you get your best chance to get in on some of that. So we've got that. Now let's get into a couple of cards that came in the store. I'll do that, and then we'll finish off with Engrained. So I want to share a couple of cards, and then we'll get into it here. First one we're going to be doing here. Let's see. First order of business is going to be right here. All right. So we've got from UD Premier, we've got Star System. I think this is the new one, right? This is the most recent UD Premier?
Yep.
Perfect. So we've got an autograph patch of Sidney Crosby. I like the design. I like the paint pen on the dark background. Fan of that. I think it works out well. And that's a nice patch, actually. For the size of window on this one, that is actually a pretty snazzy looking card there.
Yeah, and that one's numbered out of 5 as well. So
nice.
That is available in the store as we speak.
Fancy. I like that one. That's a good one. Next one here is actually kind of fun and very thematically appropriate. So 2013 Panini Select. This is the Alex Ovechkin Prism. I think this was the first year hockey prism they came up with. I don't remember if they had a second, but nonetheless, I think this was the first year of hockey select that they had on there during that short run where Panini had the license. The prisms actually look really sharp on this one. This one's in a PSA 10, which is fantastic and very thematically appropriate because Ovechkin. Now he might have I think he got hurt this past game here, but he was on a bit of a hot streak. He is actually technically leading the NHL in goals. He has 15 goals already through this season, so. The Gretzky record chase was officially on. He had a chance to do it this season. So hopefully he can get back in the lineup quickly because he was on fire. He literally came off a hat trick and 2 goals this past game, and he's been on a run right now.
Yeah. And some of these pickups would be from Toronto as well, because we didn't get to feature any last week as they were still en route to get back to us. So this is one of the pickups. Super difficult to get these cards in 10s. So I believe this is a Pop 13. So, definitely I don't expect it to last long in the showcase.
Very good. Now, Steve, I think you'll appreciate this one. Here's the funny thing: a lot of people talk about the Ovechkin pursuit of Gretzky's record, which in itself would be very impressive, obviously, given the record itself that Gretzky set and the era that he was in. But here's something that I came across the other day. It was mentioned in a couple of spots, and I got a chance to look at it myself that I didn't realize. Are you aware that if he had continued his hot streak again, if he's able to get back in the lineup, he actually has a chance to break the goal record in less games than Gretzky? Which would actually be very impressive. It's not just breaking the record, but actually breaking the record in as many or less games. It's one thing if you do another 500 games and you surpass, but what if you can do it within the same time frame or even less games? That would actually be very impressive to me.
Yeah,
very great. So here we got a couple of cards. So a little pair of Austin Matthews. So we got a Black Diamond Sparkling Scripts. So we got on there. And then the other one, I think, is an Ultimate Collection. I can't see what that says. I'm going to try to zoom in here a little bit. Snappy looking cards. I like it. What does that say? Displays, It looks like. Ultimate Collection Displays from Ultimate. Okay. It's pretty cool. It looks like the bottom one is on card. And I think the top one here is a sticker auto.
Yep.
So this is a little mini collection that came in. And the one on the bottom is numbered to 35. And I can't tell if the top one is numbered.
The top one is not. But yeah, this is kind of an example like we discussed, whereas at the Toronto show, I was going after different items, not so much young guns, but I wanted, some numbered auto patches that, that we don't normally get out in this area. So again, we were pleased with what we brought home. And as you can see, that next picture there is a perfect example of, things we were looking for.
Makes sense. One other thing I'll add, since I spent a second talking about the Ovechkin, if he can stay healthy, Austin Matthews would maybe be one of the few guys that actually has a shot, given his goal-scoring prowess. He's one of the few guys that may in turn chase what may become, I say again, we'll see, depends on how he finishes. It may become the Ovechkin record. And if it becomes the Ovechkin record, well, then Austin Matthews could be the next in line, again, if he maintains his goal-scoring pace, because he's been very prolific in his young career so far. So we got some Black Diamond. We got some Black Diamond rookie manufactured patches, team logo jumbos. We got a nice mix of different ones, kind of playing into what you were saying, Steve.
Yep, just lots of color and different from the norm of just the traditional young guns. And they're not super expensive, but perfect for what we want for the store.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Then here we got a little bit of football. So we got a little bit of Justin Herbert here. Two different ones, 2020 National Treasures with a Herbert and an Allen. And from, I think it's Keenan Allen. And we've got that in a PSA 10. So two dual patches here. And then on the bottom, we've got an SGC 10 large patch. So Tremendous Treasures from 2020 Panini National Treasures as well. And then that's material numbered to 25 on that one.
Yeah. And he's hot right now, as well as the Chargers are definitely playing well.
Yep, they're on the uptick for sure. And I do appreciate, I've talked about this before, you can see the numbering on there, but I do appreciate that on the label, SGC does include the numbering as well. Just in case you can't see it, or if it's on the back, it's actually handy to have. But it is numbered to 25, and you got that on the front. So a pair of Justin Herbert cards there. And then finishing off with a little Caitlin Clark. So you picked up a little mini group here of Caitlin Clark cards.
Yeah, no, we were pleased to get these, to bring them home. I think we ended up getting 5 or 6 Caitlin Clarks. Because just actually right now the WNBA product's just so hard to find, and it is some of it's a little pricey. So I just went right after the cards we were looking for, and we're able to bring some nice Caitlin Clarks home.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. One thing I'll say about this, obviously, Caitlin Clark obviously is very popular right now with a lot of that she was able to do in her first season in WNBA. But I do think, given the fact that she did so many things in Iowa in college, I think it's one of those situations where I think the collectors are willing to embrace a lot of the university cards. So the Bowman U, I think it'll be interesting to see, because this may be a case, university cards don't tend to do as well. They just tend to hold back a little bit, because it tends to be focused on, if you collect Iowa, then it might make sense for you. But because Caitlin Clark has been so popular, and she did do a lot of very impressive things in Iowa and in college hoops, it might still be of interest to folks, because that was a big part of what built her up into getting her into the WNBA. And then whatever she ends up doing now will be on top of that. So she set records in college. Maybe that'll still hold some interest. Maybe that'll change the narrative on a little bit, at least for some athletes, especially with NIL deals. Some of them may be motivated to stay in college a little longer, so it may hold some interest. We don't know. It's one of those things where right now the trend has been against the college cards. Once they go to pros, they kind of ignore the college cards, but it might buck the trend a little bit because she did do a lot of interesting things in Iowa and drew a lot of eyeballs in the college game.
And I'm actually surprised that college, doesn't get as much love because college fans are diehard, especially for their school. So a little surprising in the collecting space that, college athletes, the demand isn't there for their college, the cards or even memorabilia as it is once they turn pro. And like you said, maybe that might trend in the other direction as well.
I think so. Just my opinion, and this is maybe something we can talk about and think through a little bit. I agree with you because in U.S. especially, the alma maters and everything is a huge thing. I always make the joke when I would do some of the podcast episodes and everything. I have my University of Guelph, the water bottle that I've got. I usually will wear University of Guelph, sometimes a little sweater and things like that. But I'm in the minority. In Canada, the alma mater or the university thing isn't as big a deal. The only time you see a lot of times like the sweaters and the hoodies and all that, they're still in the school. It's the kids that are still there are the ones who are rocking that stuff. And the adults don't tend to be, even the alumni don't tend to rep the school very much in there. It's just not as big a deal. But I think what's interesting, Steve, and this is my take on it, I don't think it's the lack of interest. I think it's more than anything because a lot of folks, once they go pro, if you're a fan of the athlete, you're a fan of the athlete. If it's not your alma mater, then you just don't care. You're interested maybe a little bit more, slightly, in an athlete from your school. But if it's an athlete from another school or rival school or whatever, then just the fact that they're in the rival colors just has no interest for you whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I think it just I think it just narrows the scope on it. But again, we'll see. Maybe Caitlin Clark can transcend that. And if she can, that would be a little bit of a shift because traditionally it's been. So if you're an Iowa fan, well, then you're interested anyway. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, then you're double interested. But I think the professional collectors on it are not as interested in the Iowa stuff. But we'll see. Maybe she can buck the trend, but it just hasn't worked out for these other athletes. They're just not as interested. But very cool card. So thank you for providing those, Steve. And we'll share a couple of those. And I think one of those will make it onto the thumbnail. So you guys, by the time you're checking this out, you'll already see which one it is. So now let's get into 2023-2024 Upper Deck Engrained. All right. Traditional caveats out of the way. It is a Connor Bedard product. Consider the pricing accordingly. Reach out to the store to get specific pricing on the items. But you've been warned. If you know what this is, you know how this is going to work. However, one thing that we can say and we can add is that Engrained is kind of neat. They haven't done it. They didn't do it last year. And I do think it's kind of cool that it does have a couple of inserts that at least feel a little bit different. So I do appreciate at this point with so many products coming out, anything that gives it a little bit of a distinct flavor is appreciated. It is welcome because it gives it at least a little bit of a different slant. So let me showcase a couple of items here for you, and we'll go through a little bit. And we'll include a link in the description as always so that you can check out these mock-ups, you can take a look at it, and also check out the checklist. There are some nice legends on the checklist. I'm going to be looking for a couple of Medanos myself, so there's a couple of those in there. But if you're following some of your legends that are usually on the rotation, keep your eyes open because there may be some in there that may be of interest to you. But of course, there's also the rookies and the complement of stars of today. So right now they follow the way they put it in here. Takes on an oak theme. So that'll be the wood ingrained borders. A lot of subsets. So 65 veterans are included, followed by 35 legends. And then the rookies are numbered out of 399. So it's a total of 65 cards for the rookies. So filling in for the lost years, they've got 25, 22, 23 rookie updates and 10, 21, 22 rookie updates cards, numbered to 299. So we've got the rookie updates as well. So parallels. You've got different types of woods as the parallels. So you're going to get the puns are going to get really old really fast with this one. So, you've been forewarned. So we've got ebony, which is numbered to 49, mahogany, which is numbered to 10, and rosewood, which is 101. Here's your rosewood. Your veterans and legends also have the white birch parallel out of 20. So there you go. In addition, you've got different premium memorabilia, you got autographs, and you've got so right here listening to it based on select cards, mahogany premium memorabilia autographs and rosewood premium memorabilia autographs. So these names are going to get very long. So I'll spare you a lot of that. So here's a mock-up of what one of the memorabilia cards looks like, the Austin Matthews. You can see it's got kind of a fun pattern a little bit. These are going to stand out a little bit from your normal cards that we've been looking at recently. So looking here, you've got rookie signature shots, so like a piece of the stick. Could be pretty good looking there. Mm-hmm. So we've got that going forward. Signature shots, pretty good call. And then here, these is where it gets a little bit interesting. Complete sticks and then complete sticks signatures. In hand, these should look pretty good. So just look at this mock-up here. You've got a complete sticks Jack Hughes, numbered to 25. And on it, you've got a piece of tape, a piece of the handle, and a piece of the shaft. 3 different memorabilia pieces on there. So this, potentially, these should look pretty good in hand. And then look at here, clutch component. Sorry, go ahead, Sherry.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I think in hand the potential's good, and I like the fact they're using different types of material. We're getting tape, and we're getting pieces of shaft, and we're getting the handle. So again, you're following the stick theme. I think you've got the theme now. You understand where we're going with this. So they've definitely leaned into it for this product. And again, it stands out from the rest of them because it doesn't feel like it's exactly the same stuff. So here, clutch components. So in this Connor McDavid mock-up here, you got a piece of the stick and a piece of the glove. So there you go. There's a little bit of a different material that isn't always being used in these other ones. I think that's a good thing. And you've got a nice spot there for the autograph. So I think design-wise, this was well thought out. I actually appreciate there's room for the auto. I appreciate you got the 2 memorabilia pieces on this, flanking it on the sides. That, I think, is a pretty sharp-looking card, at least from the mock-up. So you got marquee materials here. So using an OV as an example, you've got a lot of that. I'm not going to read you the list, guys, because there is a lot of parallels to a bunch of these. So be forewarned. But in addition, carved in time. So again, following the wood theme. This is where you can have a little bit of fun because in previous ones, they've had the carved in time. Those are there. So we got carved in time, wood done with laser engraving. That is a very distinct kind of insert that Engrained has done in the past. And some of them look really good. If it follows the recent years, some of them can look really fun. And an autograph version of it, I kind of like that. I think that'll look pretty sharp, I think, in hand.
Yeah, it will.
You also have a metal card because, of course, why not? So you got the Electrocast. So we've got that. There are also signed versions of it with paint pens. So you've got those, including the version number 10. We've got the Connor Bedard here for the mock-up. Again, could potentially be pretty sharp. Getting a nice autograph version of it could look pretty nice with a paint pen. I like the potential. I think that's solid. Synthesis, we've got the signatures in there. So if you like your memorabilia signatures, you're getting a lot of options here. And I believe, Steve, we've got someone who might appreciate that they're using a Tim Stutzler.
Sure do.
I can think of 1 or 2 people, yes.
Mm-hmm. So look, they're playing right to your hands, folks. I can't do it anymore. They're doing it right for you. Okay, so here's what it looks like. So Engrained Hockey, you've got 6 cards per pack, 1 pack per box. So it's one of those things. You're going to basically get 1 box, and then inside of it, it's a 6-card pack. You got 10 boxes per case. It is a 200 card set size. So we gave you kind of a little breakdown. There are numbered versions of a lot of those. So what to expect in a box? You're going to get a signature shots autograph, 1, an additional autograph, memorabilia, carved in time, or electrocast. So there's going to be 2 of those of some variation. Synthesis or base parallel, 49 or less, 1 of those. A 22, 23, or 23, 24 rookie, you're going to have 1 of those per pack. And a veteran or legends base card, 1 per pack. So you are getting a couple autographs in a pack as part of it. And you've got different variations of it, a low numbered card, and a veteran or legends card, and 22, 23, or 23, 24 rookie. So you're included 1 of those per box. All of these are inside of the box / pack. So we will include in there for you, as I said, a link to this from Beckett so that you can check it out, do the whole breakdown, and you can also download an Excel version of the checklist and be able to check it out for yourself and see all the components of it. Perfect. Yeah. So what do you think, Steve?
Well,
there's no problems.
Yeah. So this will be my first experience with Engrained. So looking forward to it. And just viewing those pictures, they look good. There's a lot going on with some of the cards. Let's hope the manufacturing or print quality of the cards is nice, because sometimes when there's a lot going on, little nicks and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And again, some wooden cards and stuff like that for those who enjoy grading. Does that translate to good grades on some of these? Or like I said, a lot of them are going to be thicker cards. So it might be, hard to get the grade you're hoping for on them. So, yeah, like I said, my first experience with it. So I'm looking forward to, seeing some of the pulls tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I did notice one more thing here. I would be remiss because I do know a few folks at Upper Deck, and they might be very upset with me if I don't make note of this. I think this is, very important. I want to make sure I don't miss it. On one of the mock-ups, on the Stutzla, I did mention the Stutzla, but one thing I wanted to point out here that I just noticed there. So it's synthesis signatures. If you look at the background of it, it very much looks like the synthetic sticks. So the pattern, if you look at the background, that's the pattern of the synthetic sticks, like the old Synergy sticks. It's got kind of that little pattern on it that you would normally see. So they stuck to the theme. They stuck to the theme really hard with the patterns and selection of items. It doesn't look like it's an accident. So I did just catch that with the pattern on there.
Yeah,
So
good catch.
they stuck to the theme all the way through.
Yeah, and like I said, it's something different. I think I read there when you were scrolling, it's the first time since 2019 for Engrained. I think that's what it said there.
First time since 2019-20. Yeah, so it's been a couple years now.
Again, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure there's collectors out there as well. So I just hope the cards do look good. So let's hope they are as advertised when people start ripping them.
Mm-hmm. Now, one other thing. Go ahead, Sherry.
That was it.
Oh, okay. So all I was going to say is that actually, I think kind of to what Steve's alluding to, though, I think that plays in his favor because it hasn't given us the chance to wear out its welcome. I think the fact it's been 4 or 5 years, it actually allowed it now some time to breathe. People had the chance to go and collect the previous version of it, and we're not getting hammered with it every single year. I do think, again, it's just my take, I think Upper Deck could use rotating some sets in and out a little more regularly and give them a little bit of a gap like that. I actually think it benefits sets like this. It allows us an opportunity to be like, hey, it'd be cool to see Engrained again. And then boom, here you go. Now you get Engrained. And then maybe put it back on the shelf for a couple of years and bring it back in a couple of seasons. So obviously with the Bedard one, hey, not a terrible idea to bring it back for that because you've given it a little bit of space. And now you can have some fun. I'd be interested in seeing what some of the Bedards look like once they start getting pulled. I think that'll be fun. And hey, we'll cross our fingers. If we get a couple in store, then maybe we'll be able to showcase a few of those. So cross our fingers and hopefully some folks pull them. I think that'd be fun.
Definitely.
All right, so I think we've got all of that covered. Is there anything else we want to make sure we hit on before we call this an episode?
I think just a reminder about our weekly eBay auctions. They run Sunday to Sunday. We already hit on the trade night and the card show. We will be having Black Friday sales. Prices will not be posted, as you all know, but we will do a sneak peek of which products will be included. So make sure you stop by this Friday and Saturday.
Very nice. Very nice. Sounds good. So I think we'll leave it at that. We'll be back next week with another set of items. So now that we're going to have a chance to see some of the Engrained get pulled, we may be able to showcase some of that. So we'll get a little bit of feedback from the team and see how the Engrained did, and then also the Series 1 tins and a lot of the ones that have been added to the store. And then keep an eye out on the space. As more products come in and everything, we'll be able to tell you more about it. Reach out to the store, reach out to the contact points. We'll make sure we do that. Now, before I go, I just pulled it up because I wanted to make sure I didn't completely lose sight of it. I'll quickly touch on 2 comments from last week's episode, and then we'll use that to finish off the episode. So 2 of them here. So CC said from the last episodes here, I'm not a big buyer of wax, but whenever I'm looking for wax at the expo, I go straight to the AMG booth as I'm confident they will have the best or very fair pricing. Makes it easy for me as I don't have to take the time to search the entire show floor looking for a fair price. Thank you, CC.
Yeah,
that
thank you.
Gets a heart.
And I can also guarantee that.
Yeah.
There you go. And then Gotham. See, this is the reason, Steve, I wanted to make sure. Gotham is here. So I wanted to make sure that we got a chance to read Gotham's comment. So, wow, great Mew pickups. So there you go, Sherry, for that one. I will keep an eye open for Mews for your PC. Thanks for keeping the allocation part fair. It allowed me to get a Pokemon ETB and pick up one for a friend for our PC collections. Blair and Parker are fire emojis. 4 fire emojis. 4. You get 2 each. Thanks all. Go Sens go. So there you go. And we made sure to cover the students. So there you go. You get a heart for that. Boom. 4 fire emojis, Steve. 4.
Yeah, they were directed at the right people because, like I said, I tend to stay over on the sports side of the store. So Parker, Sherry, and Blair are all becoming, if they aren't already, very proficient in the Pokemon, and I prefer to keep it that way.
We'll get you on, Steve. We'll get you on this on the Cheese String'em train. You got to join me, Steve, on the Cheese String'em train. Anyway, so thank you all. I wanted to make sure I acknowledge the comments. So we do read the comments from the previous episode. So feel free to throw them in the comments section. We do try to get to them. I always try to make sure we capture them somewhere in the episode. We got it at the end this time. Otherwise, though, like I said, use the scrolling ticker. The information contact points are there, or in the description. You can check that out. That is where you can reach out if you do have any questions on any of the stuff that came in. And if you want to see what the prices are, the availability, or if you saw some of the cards we showcased and you have questions about those, same thing. Because sometimes that stuff sells, even sometimes before we even get a chance to show it's already sold. But if you're curious about some of it, ask. That's the best way to get an answer and find out if it's still available, and maybe you can work out a deal. That's happened before, so we can do that. So that'll be it for this time around. Thank you to Sherry, and thank you to Steve, Collector Scout, Collector of People. So that's episode 57. We'll be back in the next one. Thank you, and we'll catch you in the next one.